meatball and apple bake with an apple cider jus. Delicious, easy, trust me. It's Robbie here, thanks for coming back, and I hope everybody is safe and well with everything that's going on at the moment. I'm going to talk you through using the Sizzler pan in the Koda 16. So I took delivery of this just a couple of days ago. It comes in a nice box. You've got your handle, the cast iron pan, the wooden base that it sits on, and an essentials guide which contains all the tips and tricks to get you started. First things first, you want to clean it, make sure it's properly dry, and it does come delivered seasoned, but because it's cast iron, we'll re-season it to make sure it's as non-stick as possible. So that's effectively just coating it in some oil, putting it in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius, and just leaving it in there for an hour. Let everything cool down at the time it takes, and then you'll be good to go with a seasoned non-stick cast iron pan. First things first, disclaimer, apologies about the wind noise. I'm filming live in Edinburgh in Scotland. It's been raining for about a week, so whilst it's kind of dry, it's still threatening to rain. We'll cook outside, and yeah, I'm a diehard, let's get on with it. The pork meatball and apple bake is delightfully easy to do, and if you're brand new to cast iron cooking in the uni, this is fail-safe to do, it's great. You can use whatever meatballs you want as long as they're not too big, and if you want to make life even easier for yourself, I've just bought pre-seasoned sausages from the supermarket, took them out of their casing, rolled them into mini meatballs, and voila, you're done. You don't need to do anything. These ones in particular are just seasoned with black pepper, but you can get Italian fennel sausage, you can get caramelized onion, etc. You'll need an apple, you'll need some apple cider, which makes the sort of gravy jus at the end, and of course cast iron pan and some extra virgin olive oil. Now I'm going to pop the Koda 16 on its high heat to preheat the stone. For the cast iron to go in, I want the baking stone, the centre of it, to be around about 200 degrees Celsius. Then I'll pop the cast iron pan in for 2 or 3 minutes to preheat, and then it'll be hot enough for our meatballs to go in and start cooking. Now the oven's only been lit for about 5 minutes, I'd say, and the centre of the stone is already showing 207 degrees Celsius. I only really need 200, so I'm going to pop the cast iron pan in, and I'll let that preheat for around about 2 or 3 minutes. Whilst it's heating up, I'm going to slice the apple. Now, to be honest folks, this is the last piece of the very easy puzzle. So we've cored and chopped the apple in half. I'm going to slice it in very thin slices lengthways like this. We don't want them too thick, otherwise they won't quite cook in the short time that they'll be in the oven. So nice thin slices, and once I've done this, I'll take the cast iron pan out of the oven and we'll be good to cook. Now I like my fingers, so I'm just going to stop there. I'll do exactly the same with this side. By the time I've finished slicing these apples, that cast iron pan's probably going to be in the region of 200 or 300 degrees Celsius, which is ample heat to get those sausage meat sizzling, get the meatballs cooking. I wouldn't say that you need all of these apple slices, but I'd rather have too much than too little. So that's the apple slices good to go. I'm going to take the cast iron pan out of the oven. Now the cast iron's been in the pan for just as long as it's taken to slice those apples. I'm not going to touch it because it will be very hot. All we need to do now is add some olive oil to the pan. Don't need to add that much because it is pre-seasoned, and pop the meatballs in. I can hear them sizzle away already, hence why we call it the Sizzler. Now these meatballs are going to go in the pan. I'll pop it into the Koda 16, and I'll probably turn it after about 3 minutes or so. I don't want to overfill the cast iron pan, but let's do it like that. Wash the hands, and back in the oven we go. Now that the meatballs are in the hot Koda 16, I'm going to turn the flame down to a medium to low heat. They'll stay in there for around about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes it's done, I'll take the whole pan out, turn it around lengthways, and pop them back in for another 3 minutes. You can hear them sizzling away so nicely. It's been 3 minutes. I'm going to take the cast iron pan out. Now you can see the beauty of cast iron and the flame of the Koda, or OONI oven really, as you get this beautiful charring. It's not even charring, just nice colouring on the meatballs. I'm going to flip the whole thing around, put it back in centre of the stone for another 3 minutes, and then we'll get the apples in after that. So that's another 3 minutes. We'll take the meatballs out of the Koda. We're about halfway through the cooking process now, so it's this time that I take to sort of turn around all of the meatballs in the pan. Then we're going to add our apples. Meatballs turned, it's now time to put in our thinly sliced apple pieces. Now I just put these slices in between the meatballs as best as you can. Try and stand them up so that you get the best way to cook. we'll just cover the pan with these gorgeous apple slices. The rain's starting to pick up a wee bit, but thankfully we are just minutes away from being finished. So pop these apples in. And last but not least, to finish our little meatball bake, I'm going to add some apple cider to the pan. Now, you only really need about 100 mils, but I just cover the bottom and I use room temperature apple cider. If it was ice cold, cast iron doesn't really like the shock of that. So room temperature apple cider back into the Koda 16. Now this is just 2 minutes this time, so 2 minutes, I'll turn around, 2 minutes, and we are done. So the last 2 minutes is up. We take the sizzler pan out of the Koda 16, and there we have it, a pork meatball, an apple bake with caramelized apples, apple cider jus. Absolutely delicious. Cheers, Scotland. Now, last thing, thanks for watching the video. Thanks to you guys, I've amassed like 500,000 views. The world's a wee bit crazy at the moment. I'm an airline captain that's been furloughed for ages. Hopefully air travel comes back a wee bit. But if you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, add your comments. What do you want to see? Let me know and I'll do my best. So good. Anyway, stay safe.